And I really hope and pray that, now there's one other thing I wanted to say. This is supposed to be a kind of a biblical sermon that I'm trying to give, but it's really something that God just gave me, and every time He does that, I do what I'm doing now, because I know what's coming out of my heart is coming from my Savior, and that's the only thing worthwhile watching to begin with. But I just hope that people will start loving one another again. I even see pastors now with hatred towards God's children, and it's just sickening. But the one thing that I was thinking I wanted to say was, I hear a lot of people now that President Barack Obama is in office, which I happen to like, by the way. He seems to have a spirit about it. But it's about George W. Bush. So many people have been so hateful to that man since he's left office. President for 8 years. And do you know something? There are so many things that man did for you and I that we will never hear about, because it's all top secret. And I would be willing to bet you my life that he saved a lot of our lives. And if this world lasts another 100 years, we may just find out, or someone will find out, what he really did. And then we'll be thankful that we had a president that loved the same Jesus and had the same Savior as I, or maybe you did. Because I'm quite sure that he did a lot for us through his prayers that we may never know about. So let's stop being hateful towards that man and being thankful that more likely than not he saved a lot of lives from terrorism. And if you really stop to think, when he took office, not long after he took office, 9/11 hit us. And it changed the scope of our whole nation, our whole world. And it definitely changed the scope of the United States. Everything went to nothing. And what, if we really think about it, what an incredible hard job that George Walker Bush had as President of the United States. And I think we ought to be thankful. And I think that's why you hear President Barack Obama not say anything really too negative about President Bush, because he has been able to see what we haven't been able to see. And President Obama, if you ever hear this, I want you to know too that I appreciate you having respect for George Walker Bush. And I'm sure that our past President, George Walker Bush, prays for you every day. And I would challenge you to call him and ask him if he is, and if he's not, to make sure he does. And I would also challenge our new President of the United States, Barack Obama, to think about getting back to our biblical principles, and also to read the book of Leviticus, because the book of Leviticus is not about slavery. And the Jesus I serve, I hope and pray, is the same Jesus you serve, Mr. President. Because that same Jesus and that same Savior that I hope you know, that is the one I know, would never, ever promote slavery. And is taken out of context from his word. So I really hope that the president that we have now will take a hard line and a hard stance, even if he only serves 4 years, and be a man of God. So I just thought I would share that with all of you, and want the gay and lesbian community and the straight community also, know that Harold Willett from Harold Willett Ministries loves you and is praying for you. And let's do the same for each and every one of us, every day. No matter whether we agree or disagree, let's agree on one thing. That no matter whether we agree or disagree on things, let's agree that we'll still love each other. And stop all the hatred. Because if you really stop and think about it, ask yourself this question: does my hatred get me any closer to my goal? And I guarantee if you really ask yourself that question, you'll find a great answer. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. God, I ask you to bless this whole world. And I look forward to you coming back soon to take us that believe in you and love you home. And Father, I pray that if anyone is watching this and they don't have you, that they'll find you. And if they have you and they lost you, that they'll find you again. Anyway, God bless. And just go with God. And if you don't go with God, at least go with the love that I know each and every individual in this world has in their heart. God bless.